I'd like to remind everyone to please make sure that all cell phones are turned off or turned to the vibrating position, please. And also like to be advised our city council meetings are now broadcast on TV and they're on Comcast Channel 99. This meeting of the Gadsden City Council will now come to order. The chair calls on City Clerk Ivan Nelson for the roll call.
Councilman Harris?
Here.
Williams?
Here.
Avery?
Here.
President Eccles is absent today, and the meeting is being chaired by the Council President Pro Tem, Councilman Cannon. Councilman Stewart?
Here.
Cannon?
Here.
Reed?
Here.
We have a quorum present. The meeting is open for business. I'm going to ask Brian Harbison to lead the invocation. Please stand and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Let's pray. Almighty God, we thank you for today. Thank you for our health. Thank you for the opportunity to be here and celebrate freedom. God, we just pray that you'll give the council wisdom today as they make these important decisions that will affect this entire city. Continue to be with the mayor and his staff. And God, we just promise to give you the praise and the glory for the good things you're going to do in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The chair will entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the work session and council meeting on April the 10th.
So moved. Second.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to approve minutes.
The chair will entertain a motion to ratify payments of the account for the week of April 6th through the 12th.
So moved. Second.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to ratify payment of the accounts.
Proclamations, Mayor.
I'd like to ask Dr. Allen to come up, Deisha Wolf, and Carrie Adams, please. I have a proclamation. It says, whereas prosthodontics and American Dental Association recognize specialty encompasses diagnosing, treatment, planning, restoring and replacing the natural teeth to rehabilitate and maintain the function, comfort, appearance, and health of patients. Tooth loss can be caused by decay, gum disease, traumatic injury, cancer, or wear and tear. Losing teeth places stress on the mouth structures and the shape, causing the bone to shrink, possibly changing a person's facial appearance. Many adults do not replace their missing teeth, suffer poor self-esteem, premature aging, poor diet, loss of function, and social embarrassment. But by utilizing dental implants, fixed bridge work, removable partial dentures, and complete dentures, a prosthodontist expertise can change a smile for life. Prosthodontists undergo 3 years of additional training after dental school in the prevention and treatment of tooth loss. Prosthodontists have a highly skilled understanding of the dynamics of a smile, the preservation of a healthy mouth, and the creation of tooth replacements. They also maintain a strong commitment to the dental health care needs of older patients, individuals with congenital abnormalities, and those who have anomalies, and those who have been affected by oral cancer, with many providing pro bono care to the local communities. They are represented by the American College of Prosthodontists, an educational and scientific association founded in 1970 to represent the needs and interests of prosthodontists within organized dentistry and to the public by providing a means of stimulating awareness and interest in the field of prosthodontics. The American College of Prosthodontists' mission is to provide the highest quality of patient care, work closely with other dental professionals to provide the most comprehensive and effective treatments, and improve the quality of patients' lives. Whereas in 2010, the American College of Prosthodontists, incorporated in Illinois and headquartered in Chicago, and its 3,200 members internationally will celebrate the organization's 40th anniversary. Therefore, be it resolved, I, Sherman Guyton, Mayor of the City of Gadsden, do hereby proclaim April 22nd through the 28th, 2012 as National Prosthodontics Awareness Week in the city of Gadsden to raise public awareness of this critical importance of mouth health and how to best care for missing teeth, and in recognition of the important services a prosthodontist provides.
I want to thank the mayor and the city council for issuing this proclamation. This is helping us bring awareness to International Prosthodontist Awareness Week. We're trying to let Gadsden and the surrounding areas know that we have a prosthodontist locally, me, and that we offer these services for those who need them. We're finishing out this week with a free public seminar on dental implants. This will be held at Building 300 behind the Gadsden Regional Hospital. Anyone who's interested in learning about dental implants can give us a call and come out and join us. Thank you.
Let's see, we have Patrick Husselton, Mike Bryant, David Elliott, Denise Cooey. I'm not sure who all's back there. Any of you that want to come up, you can, or if you just want to send David. Whereas the foundation of a humane and just society is the people's willingness to work together for the common good. Volunteerism historically reflects the highest values of our democratic society, in that regardless of the situation, station, age, race, creed, all may volunteer, and thus rich rewards that come from giving aid to others while improving one's own skills and widening one's horizons. Americans are willing and eager to volunteer and bring people together in response to our community's critical needs. Our volunteers demonstrate that it is possible to bring people together in response to our community's critical needs. It is the duty of every citizen and leader to honor our dedicated volunteers and celebrate the volunteer programs that contribute to the quality of life in Gadsden and surrounding communities. Therefore, I, Sherman Guyton, Mayor of the City of Gadsden, do hereby proclaim the week of April 16th through the 20th as National Volunteer Week in Gadsden, and urge all citizens to join me as we celebrate this special day.
Thank you, Mayor Guyton and council. We'd just like to say a few words in recognition of all the volunteers throughout the city. Most volunteers are not someone who are just sitting around waiting on something to do or someone to call them. Most volunteers have a full-time job. And when you do call them, they take vacation days, they take time off from work, or maybe just their afternoons and evenings. Some volunteers, such as members of the Community Emergency Response Team, are trained individuals who are ready to go out into the community and help their neighbors in times of disaster. Then there are many faith-based organizations, such as Edward Baptist Association, who help in times of disaster. But in addition to these, volunteers are a large part of the workforce when it comes to civic events and events involving our citywide functions. We'd like to recognize, the EMA volunteers, but also know that there are many organizations like the Etowah County Rescue Squad, the Chamber, United Way, RSVP, many others who, I apologize if I don't name everybody, but they rely heavily on the support of these volunteers for the operation of these organizations. So again, I say thank you to giving of your free time to make Gadsden and Etowah County a better place to live. And we have a few volunteers here. If you are a volunteer, would you stand, be recognized just a minute?
I tell you, we do have a great EMA department, And, you know, we have people from, it's not only the city of Gadsden, it's the whole Etowah County, but in the last years that I've been here, 5 or 6, all the incidents that we've had problems with as far as weather and many other different things, they do a great job, and we do appreciate all the good work they do. Thank you.
That brings us down to number 8, unfinished business. 8A is an ordinance amending City Code Section 1 through 7 regarding penalties. This ordinance was presented last week for the first reading. It permits municipal courts to charge higher fines for certain state misdemeanors. The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the ordinance, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Number 9, this is time and place is advertised to conduct a public hearing, allowing anyone to speak in opposition to or in favor of a resolution ordering abatement of nuisance on property at 932 Avenue A in District 3. The last known owners are Thelma Patricia Andrews Cannon, Theodorus Kennick Cannon, Kenise Cannon, Thomas Franklin Waller, Franciscus T. Waller, and Franklin Thomas Waller. Are there anyone here who would like to speak in opposition to this resolution? And I'll probably butcher some of those names. Does anyone here wish to speak in favor?
Mr. President, I'm Brian Harbison with the Building Department. We started this case in July of 2010. Been no improvements to the property. There are no permits to improve. We're asking today for a resolution to abate this nuisance.
The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
moved. Second.
Is there any discussion on this? Clerk, will you take the vote, please?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Number 10, our next public hearing is a resolution ordering abatement of nuisance on property at 2403 Sansom Avenue in District 6. The last known owners are Roger Aaron, Brenda Aaron, Dwight Aaron, Noble Aaron, Chris Aaron, Priscilla Ruth Peppers, and the heirs are brothers Norman Aaron and Ronald Aaron. Is anyone here who would like to speak in opposition to this resolution? If you will, sir, come to the mic there, please, right there, and give your name and address to the clerk, and you got 5 minutes, please.
My name is Noble Aarons, and my brother is deceased, and there's only 2 of us left out of the family, and they have no objections from my part. They can tear the building down, they can do anything they want to with it. I don't want the building, and my brother's been dead about 4 years now, and I have 1 brother and 1 sister living, 4 in the ground, and they don't want anything to do with the property, and neither do I.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate you coming. Does anyone here wish to speak in favor? Brian, you want to talk about that since he's done told us anyway?
Mr. President, we started this case in August of 2010. There have been no improvements, nor are there any permits to improve. We're asking today for a resolution to abate this nuisance.
The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Are there any discussion?
Brian, is there any possibility, or have you talked with the owner, he might, rather than have a piece of property with a lien against it, which is going to happen, deeding the property to the city? Is that a possibility?
It is a possibility. I haven't talked to anybody.
I mean, if it's something that might be good for him and good for the city, we might talk to him about it.
But
Does that piece of property, Brian, adjoin that commercial building there on 24th?
I believe it's next door.
Okay, you might want to talk with him and see if we might could do something like that, since that's a commercial building next door. Any more discussion? Clerk, will you take the vote, please?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Number 11 is a resolution authorizing the library to apply for an iPad grant. This is for application and acceptance of a grant through the Alabama Public Service Library for iPads for children's and teens patrons. The grant will be for $14,630, and our match will be $3630. And it's going to be through the Alabama Public Library Services. The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Are there any discussion? Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
New business. Is there any new business today?
Yes, sir, Mr. President, I do have one item of new business that I'd like to ask for consideration today. It's a resolution approving a tax abatement agreement with Decatur Plastics Products. Again, I'd like to ask that we consider that today.
Second.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to consider the resolution today as new business, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, consent has been granted.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Do we have any discussion?
Yes, sir, we do have some
I
discussion.
can give you a little information. Decatur Plastics Products is going to be expanding in Gadsden. It's also known as DPP for short. They're headquartered in North Vernon, Indiana. They recently purchased a 33,000 square foot manufacturing facility located in Gadsden, Alabama. This acquisition expands operations in Gadsden, where they already operate a flocking facility built in 2004. The newly acquired manufacturing location allows for growth in the southeast, extending DPP's services to injection molding, assembly, and other secondary operations. The close proximity to DPP's existing flocking facility is within 1 mile, provides for numerous opportunities to enhance service for new and existing customers in this region. There's no specific timetable for production ramp-up has been set at this time for the newly acquired facility. Once production starts, the staffing levels could approach between 25 and 50 new employees, depending on the number of shifts and the production volume that's required. DPP was founded in 1983. It is a full-service custom manufacturer of plastic injection molded and flocked interior components and assemblies, primarily serving the automotive industry, but serves other markets as well. DPP is ISO certified and produces products for most major automobile companies. DPP would like to extend a special thanks to the mayor and the city council of Gadsden and the Etowah County Industrial Development Authority for helping this project, and we're proud to have some more additions of jobs. We've been having quite a few that's been slowly expanding as I think the manufacturing for the automobile makers in this region has picked up, so that's good news. Thanks.
You know, Mayor, anytime you pick up 1 to 5 to 50 jobs in the city, that's really putting our people back to work here in the city.
That's
And that's
right.
what it's all about, working people.
Exactly.
Any more discussion?
You know, they say that the economy is going bad and the president doing a bad job. Somebody doing something right. Thought I'd get that plug in before campaign season started.
Anyone else? Clerk, would you please take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Is there any more new business for today?
I do want to give you an update financially. Right
Okay.
quick, I'd forgotten about this, and Councilman Williams had a copy of our report. This is a mid-year financial report for our budget that we got from the Revenue Department and Finance Director. This March 2012 general fund revenues compared to March 2011 revenues. We're up more than last year, which it represents an increase. I'm not going to get into all the figures, but 3.4 increase in percent in the general fund revenues. Another good sign is that we are 57% of the budget, which would represent us being over budget in revenues by 7%. So that's really a good sign. The four major sources of revenue, sales tax collections, represent a significant increase of 6.4%. Occupational license fees is increased 1.8%. Ad valorem taxes, which represents a small decrease of minus 1.2%. And business licenses, which represents an increase of 1.4%. This again is a very encouraging sign that our four major revenue sources, which account for 88% of our revenues, are up significantly from 2011. In looking at our expenses, we are under budget by 4.3%, including both personal and operating costs. Also, personnel costs are 46. We're down. Personnel costs are 46.4%, which is under budget 3.6%. Operating cost is under budget 4.9%. And again, this is another good sign that we're keeping our expenses controlled. But it's also noted to March 2011, our expenses have increased 0.8%, which is good. You know, the city has been very blessed with the financial condition we're considering and the economic hardships and debt that we have to face for the past few years and continue to face. And there's still a lot of challenges out there. The council and the mayor's office and our employees and our directors all have been showing their willingness to make tough decisions during these hard economic times. And we're going to continue to do that to keep the future of our city in sound financial condition. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Mayor, let me just add something to
Yes,
that, if that's okay. All those figures sound good and sound rosy, but what you got to understand, in last year's budget, we had to dip into our reserve funds in order to make it pan out. So even though it's good, you know, let's just keep that in mind.
Yeah, it's on the low end of good, but it's still
on the
good.
low end of good, yeah.
Most places are on the
Bottom
end of bad.
The bottom end of bad, yeah.
Yeah.
So I just want everybody to understand we're on, you know, that we did have to dip into our reserves last year to balance the budget.
And
I always like to hear good news instead of bad news.
Amen.
Yeah.
You know, that's one good thing. Anybody else have anything what the mayor just talked about?
I mean, there's always that total encumbered number that I don't know if we do a very good job of speaking to it when we talk about budgetary items.
I try not to.
It's a scary number that kind of looms over our heads, but at the same time, to the mayor's point, we're doing much better than a lot of cities, so we're excited about that, and we're making some tough decisions that are serving the city well.
Okay. That brings us down to department reports, committee boards. Do we have any today? Number 14, citizens request. Bill Avery, selection of entertainment for city events. Is he here?
I think he's back there.
Mr. Avery, if you'll state your name and address to the city clerk, please, and you've got 5 minutes to talk about what you wanted to talk about, please.
It's over with. My name is Bill Avery. I live at 428 North 12th Street. I'm from Gadsden. I'm an entertainer. In the 45 years in the city of Gadsden, and I performed at many places all over the country, just about. You know, so what I'm here today for is because I feel kind of bad about a lot of things that's going on in the city as far as its entertainment. I mean, we got some good events that comes up, the River Fest, Smoke on the Mountain, and the First Fridays, and which is good, you know, for the city. But the thing is that there's no black entertainment, you know, because I can't understand why that the council, the mayor, they let people bring in things and it just entertains certain people for the city, wherever come from. And then when you go out and you can't enjoy yourself because you dance until you beat. You know, we need a beat so you can dance. Everybody can dance their own beat sometime. You know what I mean? Because there's nothing wrong with it. You know, but when you go out, you want to enjoy yourself just like everybody else does. But I'm just trying to find out why that we let things go on and on and on every year. You know, so myself, I approach each organization every year about performing. We'll get back with you. Well, we already filled for this year. Next year, the same thing. So I bought this is a blues report of the old southeast of Alabama, Georgia. That my album now is number 12. It's been out about 2 months. It's in the top 20, number 12, and over the whole states and everywhere, you know. So, and I can't understand why would they go out and get other groups and bring them in, and we got local acts that's professional in this town, like Willie Hightower, some more groups like Daybreak, myself, and that's performed, and they want to perform. They want to do something in the city. So I decided before Jerry died, Hightower and myself, and we were going to get together and come and talk to the city about putting a festival together, like a blues and oldest Motown festival, and start it every year. Because this music brings everybody. It just don't bring one race. It brings everybody. That type of music does. It just don't bring one group. So I got a proposal that I wanted to bring to the city council and the mayor and get it wrote up and get it to them, see can we get something started. Because I wanted to try to start it in July. But I have talked to the other artists, and they say just let them know, you know, what we can come up with. You know, we have to pay them. You can't do things for free because everybody else get paid when they come in. So we're going to seek in the council to come up with something. I'll give y'all a proposal and come up with y'all, and let y'all see it and see what we can do about it. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Avery.
All right.
Just looking at that list, he also left off Omar Cunningham. I see he's on that list too. That's a local.
He told me not to mention him.
Well, that's okay.
It's okay.
You know,
The mayor wants Kerry Payne to come say a word, but Mr. Avery, I will, if you know, one of them words you said to me kind of struck me wrong, but I can get you hooked into a guy that's going to have singing on Miggett at the gazebo. And the word that you hooked me in wrong was you said pay us. But these guys are looking for entertainment. It's going to be the first Monday and the first Saturday in May, June, July, and August. And if you'll come and do it free, everybody's coming down there is going to be singing free. And I mean, you know, we want any kind of music we can get. If you want to hook in that, you can get in that.
I guess you'll get the folk with the river fish. They want them to come play free.
No, I mean this is just down at the gazebo.
I know.
That was just a thought for you.
All right, that's good.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm Kerry Payne, the Director of Parks and Recreation, and I just want to shed another light on this. I don't know if Bill's got all of his facts correct, because he has played it, and I have nothing to do with Riverfest, First Friday. Do have something to do with summer concerts and Smoke on the Falls that he mentioned, and there's a couple discrepancies there. But anyway, he has performed at Riverfest, I think, and I know he's performed at First Friday as well, and then we approached him last year to play for the Music in May at the amphitheater when we used local talent, and he declined. But we have had groups at Smoke on the Falls. We had Mother May I and Peanut.
Hold it. He declined. Did you offer him money, or you just offered him to come and play?
We offered him money.
Oh.
No, that's not correct. It's $300.
Same thing.
So, he just got a higher price tag than what we had. But anyway, the main point is we have had Mother May I, Too Hypnotic, several groups play, Third Generation at the summer concerts and at Smoke on the Falls, and we're working on summer concerts right now. We've got 2 acts booked. We still got 3 openings. So if he wants to put together a proposal for us to look at, we'll look at. But you got to remember, the summer concerts, we try to get groups in here for it that are not in town that people have heard before, because we want people to come out. And if you've had them, if they perform here, you know, every month or time to time, generally the people may not come out even though they're free. So we're just, you know, we're offering it for free. So we try to keep our costs down too. And that's something that the city really does not have any sponsorship in. I mean, they have some sponsorship in, but we don't have a budget. It's a city budget. It's a separate budget from several different sponsors throughout the city. But, you know, he just gave some facts that were not correct, and I just wanted to straighten that out. So, thanks.
One more thing. You want to come up here?
No.
I think you're 5 minutes. I don't think you had much time on your 5, but just, you know, we're not going to get into a dispute, you know,
No,
here.
that's not that.
That's not what
I just want to say something on what he was saying. which it was true what he said about certain things. But the bands and stuff that they bring in for these festivals, nobody know who they are. They don't, I mean, they bring a band in, nobody know who the band is. You know, that's why people don't come, because they don't know the band. They say about the local bands. I performed here a few months ago and did it myself at the Pittman Theater. And he said people don't come to see local people. The place was running over with people. You know what I mean? So that's not true that people won't come to see the local entertainment, because we got good local entertainment in this city. I'm talking about good entertainment. So that's what I was saying about inviting us. Y'all played the River Fest 2 years ago. It was great. But I wasn't talking, I'm just saying about the entertainment. I'm saying why there's not enough black entertainment on the certain events. That's the only thing I was speaking about. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Bill, you can get with him. He's got 3 openings, so see him today. Well, you know.
I think that's the issue, and I'm listening. And I noticed, because he said something to me about it, I didn't realize he was on the agenda because I left my agenda package. But, you know, we've paid $1,000, $2,500 for some groups here to come in, and again, I don't know who they are, but the fiddle to somebody and all that, and somebody else might know who they are, but they pay these guys quite a bit of money. And then you want to give local guys $200 and $300. I can understand, and they're professionals. I mean, they're on the top 10, 20 around the southeast, and I can understand why they don't want to play for that. So, I mean, let's look at some equity and see what we can deal with. Since they've got some openings, and undoubtedly they got $1,000, $2,500 to pay somebody else, maybe you guys can work up a deal to get that same amount. I'm through with that. Off my soapbox.
I think travel expense must be the other part of what he wants, so if you had a travel expense, that'd be $1,300.
Kerry, how much you usually pay at the amphitheater?
I think groups cost the same regardless of whether they travel or not.
I think he get paid the same as anybody else does. He get paid the same as anybody else does.
Surely he does.
It just depends on what kind of budget we have on sponsorship money. It varies.
What's the
anywhere.
range,
It
usually?
ranges anywhere from $1,500 to $2,500
Okay.
generally for the music.
Yeah.
And we have to pay somebody to do sound as well.
Okay.
So, and
Is
yeah,
that your range, Bill? Is that your range? Can you play for $1,500 to $2,500? Well, you need to get with him after council's over.
Of course, I want to make a response to Councilman Avery's about the fiddleheads or whoever. They were on America's Got Talent. I mean, they were on TV. So, I mean, you know, and of course, we paid local groups to play too here for for the Smoke on the Falls. We had a local group this time that I think got $1,200 or something. So, I mean, we do use local talent.
That's still a difference of $300.
Well, that was in the month of May when we used local talent only for that. I was referring to that just for the fact that we used local talent for 4 different concerts in May, and we paid every group $300 to perform for that month of May.
So it was just $1,200 total. It wasn't $1,200 for a group.
In May, yes,
Okay.
it was. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
That's okay.
Okay, I think we're going to put this rest to issue. I've already been outbidded already.
Yeah, you're talking about free.
I was talking about hot dog dinner and something like that, you know, so we're going to go on to number 15, marched by the mayor and council. Mayor, you want to go first today?
Yeah, I'm through talking.
Councilman Harris?
Yes, thank you. Interesting conversation. I'm not going to say much about that except the fact that whatever we do must be in fairness. Whatever we do in the city of Gadsden must be done in fairness when all people are concerned. I noticed, and we have a nice looking group of young people sitting in our audience today, and I'm just curious as to who they are, and would they stand up, and would someone please be a spokesperson for them and identify who they are?
Good morning, I'm Ms. Katie from Gadsden City High School, and I'm the sponsor for Youth in Government. And I just brought the 8 of the guys over today that will be coming back next week for Youth in Government. So we have here today Ms. Ramsey, Mr. Jones, Ms. Peterson, Ms. McLean, Ms. Williams, Ms. Watson, Mr. Jackson, and Mr. Minyard. And they'll be serving in the capacity of mayor, city clerk, and council on next week. And again, we just brought them over today.
Very good. Thank you very much. We look forward to being with you all next Tuesday. It's going to be a good day.
Mr. Jackson ought to have some experience, because his dad served on this council for a term.
And he did a good job. Mr. Jackson did a good job about 2 weeks ago for the NAACP Freedom Fund banquet. He was there as a representative there, so very good. Nice looking group of people, and we'll look forward to working with you all next Tuesday morning.
I don't want to further embarrass Mr. Jackson, but he also is a recipient of a full scholarship to Tuskegee University. Is it? Okay.
All right.
Thank you guys for being here. While we're on young people, while I'm on that topic of the young people, summer's coming up, and it's not too early for us to start thinking about what we're going to do for summer. I encourage the kids, all kids and their parents, to have a good time for the summer. It's your summer recess, enjoy yourself, but at the same time, don't let that whole period of time go by without doing something to improve your status as far as where you are in school, or what your future plans are. Have fun, but at the same time, let's read a book. Let's go to the library. Let's get Miss Amanda Jackson to know you by your first name. Let's do those things, that are going to enhance us in our future. If you feel a little behind, if you weren't quite as good on a subject, that you had or in this year, brush up on it. Get better. If you want to get ahead for next year, you know what your subjects are. Go ahead and take those. Get started now. Get started then, so that you'll be ahead of the curve. But I just want to encourage you. But have fun at the same time. But don't let it be an all fun summer. Do something else besides having a lot of fun. Now, we passed an ordinance today that is going to increase it's going to make the maximum amount $1,000 for defacing public property and littering. And I want to encourage everybody to make sure, because we have that problem, and it's a serious problem in our parks and recreation facilities and all over town. So we're going to be pursuing that. We're going to be encouraging the city judges, and everybody else that you go before. If you're caught, we're going to ask for a maximum fine so that you will discontinue defacing property in the city of Gadsden. We just don't need to continue doing that. And all of the people who commute in and out of Gadsden, around Gadsden, a lot of the people that are probably guilty of what I'm going to talk about now aren't here. They won't ever see this broadcast because they don't live in Gadsden. They live outside of Gadsden. They commute into Gadsden for whatever reason, the college, work, or whatever. But I'm encouraging people to slow down in our communities, slow down in our neighborhoods. You don't need to be speeding through our neighborhoods where kids and families and people are there. I'm asking you to slow down because I'm encouraging the police department to be as forceful as they can be to enforce the speed limits, especially in our neighborhoods. Thank you.
Ms. Katie, I appreciate you bringing all your guys with me today. And I did talk to this council before we came down here, tell them to be on their best behavior next week. But from now on, if Mr. Eccles out, I'm going to talk to them 2 weeks before where we'll all be on good behavior.
John is responsible for refreshments.
Oh, yes, Ms. Katie, and by the way, we will have refreshments next week. They'll be up in room 406, I think, like we always do, so just make sure all the kids and the department directors come up there. Councilman Williams?
Thank you, Mr. President. Just a couple quick items. Do want to commend Parks and Rec, the Parks and Rec Department and the city as a whole, and all of those that participated in carrying out the Smoke on the Falls event last week. It was a very good event, well attended, and again, it was a very good event. And just kind of to piggyback on that and the exchange or the discussion that was had today, I do want to encourage us to engage in some follow-through to make sure that we're hearing the concerns and addressing them appropriately. So, to kind of echo Mr. Harris's sentiment regarding fairness, let's just be sure that we're addressing that appropriately. That's all I have.
Councilman Avery?
Couple of items. This coming weekend is a throwback weekend. I guess everything's still scheduled. As far as I know, it's still scheduled. That's an exciting weekend for a number of people who come back to town. The 4 major high schools that was here back in the days will be getting together. They have a round-robin basketball tournament. And they start out on Friday, and then the winners from Friday play for the championship on Saturday, and then they have a big picnic and just a fun weekend. So I think Etowah High School, Gadsden High School, Emma Sampson, and Carver, and Litchfield. So it's going, and I think they combine them some kind of way. I'm not sure how they do it, but they all be out there participating. So that's a great weekend coming up this Friday and Saturday here in the city. I have my district meeting scheduled for this Thursday. We're going to have a police chief is going to be there, along with the group from MAD. And they're from the SAD.
CED member.
SAD, okay, one of them. SAD.
They'll
They're from
be
the
mad.
CED.
They'll be
They're
mad
probably
if they heard
mad,
you
yeah.
talking
Be mad by the time they leave there.
They're from the CED Mental Health Center. They're going to be there. And I also have a number of organizations that are going to be there to discuss programs for youth activities, Mayor. And I was hoping maybe if you had an opportunity, I didn't get a chance to alert you earlier, if you could come by maybe Thursday. That's at 5 o'clock at the Carver Community Center. I've been contacted by a number of groups who are interested in the MLK Center. And my position is that, you know, some of these groups need to get together and come up with a workable plan. And so hopefully we're going to have some representatives from several groups there Thursday. And maybe we can get them to come up with something that we can live with as far as that community center is concerned. See everybody Thursday.
Councilman Avery, I did want to comment for a second on the MLK Centers. Most of the public may not remember or may not be aware that we received grant money some time ago as a city to operate programs within the old MLK Center from the Department of Interiors. So there are some plans, I think, to move forward with some activities in that building, but we have to, at some level, get away from or get from under the requirements of the grant that we received back then. So there's a lot of legwork associated with unraveling some of that activity, and I think most of that's been done, to be quite honest. Yeah, I think most of that's been done. So it's a great. I guess the timing is perfect. As it relates to what Councilman Avery is referencing.
I was under that impression, and I was aware of that fact. And like I say, undoubtedly, the word must be getting out, because I think I've had at least 4 different groups to approach me. And I invited them all to the meeting on Thursday, and let's sit down and talk about it. And then maybe the 4 of them can get together and come up with a plan, as opposed to, you know, going in 4 different directions. They're all talking about youth activities and youth groups and stuff like that. So hopefully we can get a dialogue started this coming Thursday.
Councilman Stewart?
Thank you. I would like to announce that there will be a neighborhood watch meeting tonight at the Arthur Green Room, 6 o'clock. The Arthur Green Room, if in case you don't know, is behind the Convention Hall. This would be a neighborhood group from around Gadsden Middle School. I'm talking about Slack Street, South 6th Street, Turntine Street, Newton, in that area. And I want to publicly thank Ms. Glenda Jackson. She's the driving force behind that neighborhood watch. She does a great job trying to make her neighborhood cleaner and safer, and we appreciate what you do. She's in our audience today. Also, our Chief Police Crane has agreed to speak to the group tonight, so if you haven't met him and heard his take on what he wants to do in the city, you need to come out. Of course, everybody in District 5 is certainly welcome, not just that neighborhood. I want to thank Chief Crane. I don't know how many meetings he's made since he's been in office. There's been a world of them. And he comes out and listens to your thoughts and your problems, and not only listens to them, he reacts on them. We certainly appreciate him. So that's all I have. Thanks.
Thank you, Councilman Stewart. Councilman Reed?
Yeah, Robert, I was sitting here looking out at Brother Jackson out there. I could not believe Mario Jackson You know, I'm dated. We dated, son. Did you look at this kid?
Yeah, no, you the one old, I'm not.
Oh, man, I tell you what.
I was
We'll
a
talk
baby when I
about
got
that
here.
next week when you get here. But hello, Mario. I do want to announce the Gadsden Patriots golf tournament next Monday morning,
Yeah.
7 o'clock. All you guys are enjoying, come out and eat breakfast with us at 7 o'clock if y'all can all get up, I hope. 7 o'clock. I do want to say one.
In the evening?
Robert Eccles says, what, it's the middle of the night? Yeah. The purpose of the Gadsden Etowah Patriots Association, get personal. The profits that we make off this tournament go for markers for veterans, for all the flags that you see flying up and down Megan Boulevard, Albert Range, and so on and so forth. And we take in 50 a year and put 50 new ones out there so we keep them fresh. Everybody remembers the honor flights to Washington, D.C. That's another thing that we did, and we're in the process now of looking into further doing those projects. So the money goes for a worthy cause, veterans causes, and I want to invite anybody who's not playing, come on out, give us a call, and come by the Patriots office or give us a call down there and come out and play. But all you guys, please be there at 7 o'clock, okay? I got biscuits, gravy, eggs, sausage, orange juice, water, coffee.
Steak?
Steak.
I'll be there.
Yeah, hot dogs for Johnny, no problem. Okay, y'all just be there, okay?
Johnny, Bill, you and Robert, when y'all have your meetings, be sure and tell everyone that Saturday week is when we have our annual Clean Up the City
Right.
thing. We have trash bags and all that, and we would like for everybody to get out and work in their areas. And we're also going to have the elementary schools competing again for a pizza party, whoever brings the most bags of trash. So be sure and tell everybody that, and anybody else that's listening out there.
Saturday week, you say?
Saturday week.
24th, correct?
Yeah. Well, I don't know what the date is, but it's Saturday week.
Yes.
Councilman Harris?
Yes, we had our meeting last night, and I'm proud of the attendance that we had last night. Mayor, I didn't get a chance to announce that cleanup campaign, but now District 1, you are aware of it. Let's get out there and do our part. Also, Chief Crane, you know, and I'm gonna let something out of the bag here. He was there last night. He's gonna be there tonight, and Bill's. He's gonna be there at Robert's meeting on Thursday. So, and he's been in several meetings since he's taken office. And the people in District 1 in the meeting last night got some information that they would like to hear. The chief has an idea of what the citizens are expecting, and the citizens understand what the police department need them to do. One of the great things I got out of that meeting last night from the chief was that from now on, when we have a district meeting, there will be a police officer, and it's probably going to be the one that normally serves in your area. He's going to be at that meeting, period. So that's a step forward. That's something that we have not had in attendance unless somebody was specifically invited to come. A police person being there to give us answers for the questions that had arisen the week before or the month before. So I can appreciate that. Thank you, Chief. And every district, he said he's going to do that for every district. So be looking forward to that. Another improvement in our relationship between each other, the citizens and the police department.
Thank you, Councilman Harris. I do want to announce the meeting in District 6 will be at Banks Park. It will be the first Monday in May. I can't remember that date, but it'll be at 5:30. Chief Crane will be there. Mike Hilton will be there. Probably going to ask Brian Harbison if you can come, Brian, that night to help us out a little bit on some houses over there. I would like to brag on these guys up here today. They conducted themselves in a well manner today. I'm really proud of all these guys. I think they do a good job. And that's from the heart right there. I think today's meeting's been informative, and it's been interesting, and if I can have a motion to adjourn, we can adjourn.
So moved.
We're adjourned.